Tips and tricks for the iPhone are all well and good, but what about if you want to really make the most of your time with your iPhone? For that, you need productivity tips and tricks, and I've got 10 of them to share with you in this video. Okay, let's get into it. App notifications are really useful, but they can also become overwhelming, especially when you're trying to focus and get things done. One of the reasons we tend to just put up with them is because the regular way of turning them off is long-winded. You open settings, tap notifications, scroll through a long list of apps, find the right one, and then finally make your changes. But with a recent iOS update, there is now a much quicker way to manage your notifications directly from Notifications Center. If you get a notification from an app that you no longer want to hear from, swipe down from the top of your screen to open Notifications Center. Then swipe right to left on the notification in question and tap the Options button. You'll see a few choices here. If you just want a break from notifications, you can mute them for an hour or for the rest of the day. Or if you want more control, tap View Settings. This will jump you straight into the notification settings for that specific app, giving you full control, but much more quickly. And if you know you never want to receive notifications from that app again, just tap Turn Off. Easy. If you're using the Notes app on a Mac or iPad, it's really easy to work on one note while referencing another, thanks to split screen view. But on the iPhone, you can only view one note at a time. Most people get around this by tapping the back button to return to their folders, finding the note that they want to reference, grabbing the information that they need, then repeating that process to go back. The problem is, if your Notes app is full of folders and subfolders, it's really easy to get lost, and it's a really slow process. Thankfully, iOS 18 includes a small but super helpful feature called Recent Notes. When you're inside any note, tap the menu button in the top right corner of the screen, then choose Recent Notes. This will bring up a list of your 8 most recently opened notes, including the one that you're currently viewing. So if you've recently opened a note that you now want to reference, just tap it from this list and you'll jump straight to it. Then when you're done, you can tap the menu again, choose Recent Notes, and switch right back to the original note that you were working on. It's not quite split screen multitasking, but it's probably the next best thing, and it makes switching between notes on your iPhone much quicker and easier. Do you ever feel like you're only scratching the surface of what your iPhone can do? Do you find it hard to remember all of the tips and tricks people show you, or that you watch in YouTube videos like this? If so, you should definitely check out the brand new training portal that I've just launched, iPhone Essentials Plus. It's more than 100 tips for the iPhone, with another 100 being added over the next few weeks, covering every aspect of your iPhone. Each module contains lessons, and each lesson contains a tutorial video, a step-by-step guide with screenshots, and a downloadable PDF. So no matter how you like to learn, you're covered. You can work through each lesson in order, or you can pick and choose what you want to learn at any given time. There's no ads, no sponsors, just content, and you can access it on your iPhone or your tablet or home computer. Plus, no monthly subscription. This is a one-time only payment with lifelong access to all of the content, including all future updates. If this sounds good to you, scan the QR code on screen or click the link in the description of this video. Let's say you're writing an email to someone and midway through you realize you need to include a phone number for one of your contacts. Most people would probably exit the email, open the Contacts app, find the person, copy their number, go back into the email and paste it in. It works, but it's clunky. There is a much quicker way to do this if you know where to look. With the email open, just long press at the spot where you want to insert the phone number. A contextual menu will appear. Scroll through the options until you see Autofill. Tap on that, then choose Contact. You'll now see your contact list. You can either scroll to find the right person or use the search bar at the top. Once you select them, you'll be taken to their contact card, and you can choose exactly what you want to insert, whether that's their phone number, email address, home address, whatever you've got saved. It drops the selected information straight into your email. And the best bit is this works across iOS. So whether you're in Mail, Messages, Safari, Notes, or even a third-party app, this is a really useful time saver. If you're enjoying the content here, why not sign up for my weekly newsletter, which is all about tech news and tips delivered free to your inbox each Friday. Sign up via the QR code on screen or the link in the description. The standout feature of Apple Intelligence so far, in my opinion, is visual intelligence. This is the feature that combines your iPhone's camera with third-party search and AI functionality from ChatGPT and Google. For example, you can point your iPhone 16 at anything and press and hold the camera control button for a second until visual intelligence appears. Then you can tap the button in the bottom left to start a ChatGPT conversation about whatever is on your screen, or tap the search button in the bottom right to perform a reverse image lookup using Google. This is obviously a brilliant feature if you've got a phone that supports Apple Intelligence. But what if you don't? Or what if you want to use this kind of functionality with other images or screenshots and not just the camera? The good news is that anyone with an iPhone capable of running iOS 18 can still access a version of this feature by downloading the Google app. Let's say that you've been sent an image by someone. Here's how to run a reverse image search. Tap on the image to view it full screen, then take a screenshot. Tap the screenshot preview in the bottom left of your screen, then press the share button in the top right. Scroll down and choose Search on Google, then tap Search with Google Lens. The Google app will then run a search based on the screenshot. And because this works with screenshots, you can use it for literally anything, including your camera. Just point your phone, take a screenshot, and run the same process. It's a great way to access one of the most useful parts of visual intelligence, even if your phone doesn't support Apple Intelligence. If someone sends you a message asking if you're free tomorrow at around 3 p.m, chances are you're going to check your calendar to see if you're available. But what still amazes me is how most people go about doing this. They'll come out to the Messages app, open their calendar app, check the date, maybe even flip between the two apps a couple of times to get all the information they need. But you don't need to do any of that. If you look at the message, you'll see that the time mentioned, 3 p.m. in this case, is underlined. That's your iPhone recognizing that this could be an event. If you long press on the underlined time, two really useful things will happen. First, you'll get a preview of your calendar for that day, so you can quickly see if you're free without even leaving the Messages app. And if you want a bit more detail, just tap Show in Calendar. Your phone will take you straight to that date and time in the Calendar app, where you can check the rest of your day, or even go ahead and add it to your calendar if you want to. There's also an option to add it as a reminder instead, which is handy if you're not ready to commit to a full calendar event. This works inside the Messages app, but the same functionality is available across your iPhone. So if you receive this kind of message in an email, for example, it would work in exactly the same way. If you're using Safari on your iPhone for research, you might be bookmarking useful pages or copying links into the Notes app to keep a record. But if you're working on something where you need a searchable archive of information from different articles, there's actually a better way to do this. From the Safari article that you're reading, tap the Share button at the bottom of the screen. Then tap the Options button at the top of the share sheet and choose Read a PDF. This will convert the article into a clean, readable PDF. Tap Done in the top right corner. Then from the list of sharing options, choose Notes. You can give the note a title and select which folder in the Notes app you'd like to save it to. When you're ready, tap Save. Now, if you open the Notes app and go to the note that you just created, you'll see that the full contents of the article have been saved as a PDF right inside the note. That means that the article is now fully searchable, and you can even annotate it, making this a really handy way to build up a library of research material directly on your iPhone. Something I like to do from a productivity perspective is to keep a reminders widget on my home screen that shows me the things I need to complete as a priority. One way to do this is by setting the widget to show your to-do list, so only reminders due today will appear. But there is a problem with this approach. If you add a reminder without a specific date, like when you ask Siri to remind you about something, it will go to your default list and it won't appear in this widget. You could set the widget to show your default reminders list instead, but then any other tasks that you've added to different lists with today's date wouldn't be included. What you really need is a list that brings the two together, and you can do that with a smart list. Open the Reminders app and tap Add List at the bottom. Give your list a name. Something like Work in Progress works well. Under List Type, choose Smart List, then tap Edit Filters. Change the filter setting at the top from Matching All Filters to Any. Under Date, choose Today and make sure that you enable the toggle for Include Overdue Reminders. This way, your list will automatically pull in anything due today or overdue from any list. Then scroll to the List section, tap into it, and select Reminders so that items from your default list are also included. Tap Done. Customize the color and icon if you like, then press Done again to finish creating your smart list. Now back on the home screen, long press to enter edit mode. Tap on the Reminders widget, and in the list field, select your new Work in Progress smart list. You'll now have a widget that gives you exactly what you need: today's tasks and any general reminders that you've created, all in one place. Let's say you're working through a list in the Reminders app and you want to send that list to someone else. You would think that the obvious way to do this would be to tap the share button at the top, choose messages, and send it over. But the problem is the Reminders app doesn't actually send them a copy of the list. It invites them to collaborate on it with you. Now, if that's what you want, great. But if you just want to send them a copy without giving them access to edit the list, there's a really simple workaround. Instead of tapping the share button, go back to the main Reminders screen, tap the menu button in the top right corner, and choose Print from the options. On the Print preview screen, you'll see another share button at the top. Tap that and your iPhone will generate a PDF version of the Reminders list. From there, just choose Messages, Mail, or whatever method you prefer to send the file, and you'll be able to share a clean, non-editable copy of your list with anyone that you like. One of the biggest omissions in the Reminders app, in my opinion, is the lack of support for file attachments. There are so many situations where this would be genuinely useful. For example, let's say that someone's emailed you a PDF form that you need to fill in, but you're not going to deal with it right away. There is no clear way to link that PDF to a reminder in the Reminders app. There is, however, a really effective workaround using drag and drop. Start by going into the Reminders app and making sure that you're in the list where you want the reminder to appear. Then swipe up to return to your email. Make sure that you're in your inbox view, not looking in the email itself. Tap and hold on the email for a second and then start dragging it. Keep your finger pressed down while you swipe up again to exit mail, head back into Reminders, and then just let go. This will create a new reminder, complete with a link back to the original email. When you're ready to fill out the form, just tap the mail icon in the reminder and it will take you straight to the PDF. But what if the PDF isn't in your email and it's in the Files app instead? In that case, you'll need one extra step. Long press on the file and choose Share, then select Notes from the options that appear. You can add a bit of text if you like, then press Save. Open the Notes app and make sure that you're in your list view so that you can see the full list of your notes. Long press on the note that you just created, start dragging it and repeat the same drag and drop method. Open Reminders and drop it into the list. Now you'll have a reminder with a link to your note, and when you tap on it, it will open the PDF. It isn't perfect, and I really wish Apple would just let us attach files directly to Reminders, but for now, it is a really useful workaround. This one's a pretty minor tip, but I'm always surprised by how few people actually know about it. If you've got a few apps open and you want to switch between them quickly, most people either swipe up and tap the app on their home screen or swipe up and hold for a second to open the app switcher, then scroll through until they find the one that they want. But there is a much quicker way. If you swipe left or right just above the little black line at the bottom of your screen, the one that acts as your home indicator, you can instantly jump between your recently used apps. If you're bouncing between two apps in particular, this is a really quick and easy way to switch between them without all the extra steps. I'm constantly being asked by friends and family how to do things on the iPhone, and honestly, the easiest way to explain something, especially if they're not with you at the time, is to record your screen and show them step by step. To do this, open Control Center and tap the screen recording button. If you don't see it, long press anywhere to enter edit mode, tap the Add a Control button at the bottom, and then add screen recording to your Control Center. The problem is, by default, the screen recording only captures your screen. It doesn't record any audio. But if you long press on the screen recording button before starting, you'll see an option at the bottom to toggle your microphone on or off. Switch this on, and now when you start recording, it will capture both your screen and your voice. That way you can explain what you're doing as you go. Just keep in mind that this setting sticks, so if you don't want audio recorded next time, make sure to come back here and switch the mic off again. So there you go, 10 productivity tips and tricks for the iPhone. Hopefully, there is at least a couple in here that you didn't know that can help you get more done. What do you think? Anything I should have included? Drop me a comment and let me know. And as ever, if you found this video useful, do please consider leaving me a like and subscribing to my channel for more content like this in the future. See you on the next video.